Hello everyone, this is a message to all Australian. We want the public to know about this case and the parliament too, because we believe the parliament, they have no idea about this case. Before we came to this, to bring this case to public, we already wrote it as you see here in this board. So we wish anybody who can have questions regarding this case, he can go and ask them what we made our complaint and what was for and why do we need it. Because we believe in a justice system in Australia, but in this case, there's nothing was done right. This case was so bad, in a sense, like there's nothing has been done correct to convict our son, Farhad Said. Before we come here, we told them we're gonna ask the public for help. And this is now, we just come to ask for public. So they can be aware about, there is an innocent person now, almost 7 years, has been put in prison. And he hasn't done anything wrong. To be honest, there is not a single element to convict our son. Even the law of creating offense, legislation creating offense, it wasn't suitable for Farhad because there was no physical element for him to be sentenced for 9 years and 6 months. But you will have a question to say, so why did he plead guilty? So the things now we wanted to bring awareness. How did Farhad accept the plea bargain when he was arrested? I'm not going to mention the name of all of those people who are involved in this case. At this stage, the only person I'm going to mention the name, it was his defense lawyer, high-profile lawyer, Mr. Adam Huda. And he is the cause of all of this. And we made the numerous complaints about it. But because of in our circumstances, we do not have money, and legal aid, the lawyer, even he refused, he doesn't want to talk to us because I'm the only person, close family member of Farhad Said in Australia. But because we have so much trust, so when he was arrested in 2016, we thought he has done something very serious because even the police, they used to come to our house, ask us questions about him, and we never have any doubt. So when he was arrested, because Farhad is a Zanzibarian, only Swahili-speaking person from East Africa, he's Australian citizen. And he has a low self-esteem, and people, they took advantage of him. And even today, he just scared why I wanted to say this, what I'm going to say, because he doesn't understand his own case, what he has been done behind his back. In a sense, like the only person he spoke when he was arrested and until conviction, it was only Adam Huda, no one else, not even his defense barrister. But I wanted to demonstrate this time, this case, when he was arrested, they took him straight to Supermax. So they put him in the cage in a Supermax, and he pleaded not guilty because he knows he's innocent. For 1 year, he pleaded not guilty. But the only advice he got from Adam Huda is, man, he has to plead guilty. So he want him so bad to go in prison, like he will come to hear what he said to him and what he said on the proceeding, which is, it was brutal to happen actually in a Supreme Court here in Australia. So I am going to beginning to say, how did Farhad pleaded guilty? When Farhad was arrested, 1 year he pleaded not guilty. And then the last day, he called his mother in Africa and tell like, listen, my lawyer, he said to me, I have to accept to plead guilty. so I can get a 25% discount on my sentence. And because I'm already in prison for almost 1 year, so I will get lineage, and I'll be sentenced only a few years, and then I will come out. The mother asked his son, Farhad Said, she's not Australian citizen, and he said, do you trust your lawyer? I said, if you trust your lawyer, go for it. And this is one of the public to know. Sometimes these defense, they call sole defense lawyers, experience. You will see what he has done to him. So he told him he will get 25% discount, and it will cause him to get to come out, and he's gonna go in circle, and then at the end they're gonna find him guilty. So Farhad took a plea bargain and plead guilty, writing the document, part of the document, which is amazing thing. This document itself, somebody was already convicted without a terrorism offense. This is the first point I want everybody to know. Somebody was already convicted with this document without a terrorism offense. So they took a chunk of it and say, this is what Farhad, you have right. But in the brief of Farhad, it was a footnote omitted. There was no single handwriting of Farhad in those documents. But now, because he took a playback and listened to his lawyer, and he just accepted, but he did not agree to be as an extremer, or he has a violence ideology, nothing to do with the group. This is what he agreed with it, with his defense, in agreeable fact, according to the Farhad himself, and you will see what's the evidence. And the second point is, the negotiation was Adam Huda and the prosecutor. But amazing, the plea bargain charges itself, it was already signed by the prosecutor a day before Farhad accepted the plea bargain. It has to be Farhad, in a common sense, Farhad has to plead guilty first before the prosecutor agree with the plea bargain, because there is nothing. And the third point is, the judge himself, he said Farhad is not to be charged with a conspiracy to commit act of terrorism, because in the Crown case, Farhad, he was not part of anything. This is, I think, it's just unbelievable. So Farhad took those one, and then he went to the court, and he was convicted for 9 years and 6 months. That's the original sentence. After he was convicted, he asked Adam Huda, why I was convicted for all of his years, and I didn't get what you told me. And he said, because the judge, he did not believe in a defense side, he believed in a prosecutor, which is completely bunch of, it's so bad, like you cannot believe, because you're gonna hear what he said on the proceeding about Farhad, because they create offense, Farhad, to make him plead guilty, and then they went to prosecute. This is the defense. They went to prosecute their own client on the proceeding. Farhad, he had no idea what has been done to him. I mean, where in this world you can see, like, you've been arrested as you are to commit act of terrorism in Australia, and the judge knows it, like in the Crown case, you are not part of it. Instead of the release, you are innocent. The defense went to create offending, and then they went to prosecuting their own client. In a sense, if you see here in the board where they say the QC of Farhad on the Court of Criminal Appeal, he just said to the court, he just said, look, it is inconsistent of concession made by the Farhad defense barristers in a sentence proceeding to the effect that Farhad offending. Without it, Farhad will be innocent today. And the judge, he said in a CCA, Court of Criminal Appeal, man, a characterization of Farhad Said is a concurrent opinion. It's just terrible. It's incomprehensive. Fragile connection, very weak, doubtful proposition of this best I mean, what else can you do to somebody you want? You can't hate somebody that much. You deny all his right, and he's Australian citizen. We have a constitution in this country. We have a rules of laws and everything. Just because Farhad, he has no parents here in Australia. He was alone. He was the only African background. He did not have the QC. Adam Huda, he did not apply for QC for Farhad in the Supreme Court. I mean, all of this. He denied even us as the people. We raised this kid up to have other defense witnesses to go and speak on his behalf. So he was well planned about all of this. And then we came to realize when Farhad asked me to find him a court lawyer so he can apply to the High Court because he didn't get the promise. When we got the file, we read. We have no idea about criminal justice and all of this. But as soon as I read it, I knew this is not right. So since 2020, we start to follow it up about this, and we try to get a legal aid to give us a support. And the lawyer, he doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't want to even write. He doesn't want to send his forward emails to me or anything. So they just leave Farhad. Listen, you're from Africa. You've already been convicted. There's nothing you can do. You have no money. You have no family. You have only 12 people, Zanzibarian-born Tanzanian, here in Australia. There's nothing you can do. So just now sit in prison and rotten. But we do not believe that is the case. It should be in Australia. We have a human right. So we made a complaint to each and everybody. And I wish anybody who has a question about this case, because we do not want to reveal the name, who signed the charges, how case it was created, because you know, you can't just take an innocent person and put him in prison and then you come and say like, look, oh, you've already been convicted, so there's nothing you can do. But how he was convicted, it's just ridiculous. This is Australia. We want Australian public to understand. Our son, Farhad Said, he has nothing, zero, nothing. We will answer any question that will come. We have until the end of the next month, which is October, end of the week, first week of October. We're going to reveal everything what's happened in this case. We know this case by heart. No one can tell us anything else. So because we believe in our leaders as a people who are weak and vulnerable, we don't have money, we want them to sit together, including the parliament, to decide the time of investigation about Farhad is over. For us, it's over. They even deny parole. You know, they deny parole. The same judge who convicted him, he's the same judge who went to deny him parole. So we don't want to go through the details and the names, but we wanted to continue, speak the truth, nothing but the truth, and we have the whole case for us to let people know. And it's just a shame actually for all of those people who were involved. So this is just a brief how Farhad was convicted, and there is no one. All of the people we wrote to them, none of them come and say what we say is incorrect, but they say we cannot intervene. It's not in a portfolio responsibility. So I wish anybody who has a question, they should ask these offices or these people, our leaders, to ask them any question what we are saying. But we say it is miscarriage of justice of the highest level. In a sense, like offending was created by defense. They went to put a violence ideology conceded without agreeable fact. They went there, they say, Your Honor, Farhad denied to be extreme. Just put it in, and you know. And he hasn't been in court, Farhad himself. He's been in court only once, which is I was there myself. So we want to get help from Australia. So anybody who hear this message, I want them, please just spread this word so we know we can get justice and our son can be released. Because I don't believe they will want us to go through all of this detail, what we wrote it for them. There was so much, but 110%. Farhad, he was not involved. There is no physical element, and what you call summary of fact itself, Farhad was not in. Crown case, he was not part of it. So we demonstrate how Adam Huda deceived our son to accept a plea bargain, and then he created offensive, and then he went to prosecute his own client. So the next post we're gonna post soon about when he was arrested, the submission of Farhad defense barrister, which is for me the entire case. It is in that thing. Even he said very clearly, Farhad is innocent. He was not part of it. He never wrote any document. You know what I mean? Crown, they have to prove it, all of this. But this is Australia. I don't know what went wrong in this case, but for us, we cannot accept it. Does not matter. We are from Africa. We don't have people. And I'm just going to say one thing is, I'm not going to comment about what I wrote to all of these leaders, the one we put it in. We just have a son to be released from prison. Because if they wanted to investigate and bring this to the attention of the public, it will be even embarrassment for each and everybody who are involved in this case. That is very serious. It's not allegation. That is the fact about this case. Because at this time, I don't need any attention from media, because even the media of Australia, I've wrote to them a year ago. Not only one, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and none of them came back to me, man. Where do we live in? Different countries? Or what? Somebody who's completely innocent just because he's from Africa, he has no mother, he has no father. And I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If there is something in Australia to prove this is a miscarriage of justice and it was a mistake, this is a case. Because he was not part of anything, Farhad. 110%, I'm just telling you, guarantee it was corrupt, this case. And then everybody know about this case. So I wish to say it again, I don't need attention. Anybody who has any question, they should go and ask all of his Human Rights, Office of Legal Service Commission, Judicial Commissioner, Police Commissioner. Police Commissioner, he replies, say police, they haven't done anything wrong, no misconduct from the police. In a sense, it's true, because in the Supreme Court, police, they didn't say anything. They didn't have nothing. They leave everything to Adam Huda to prosecute his own client. Only what police, the Crown, which is they call the Crown, right? Because the government, they hire these people to work as a prosecutor, like a law firm to act like a prosecutor. But they have so much power to command the court and to tell the court what to do. And this is Australia. This is not the fact. It's all documented. When we made a complaint, only we see is up to date from the cases related. So we don't wish to talk about any other co-accuser, because I don't know them. I don't know their family. I never talked to them. This is not for us. We concentrate this African, our son. If he has done something wrong, he can stay in prison. No problem. Let the law get it. But if someone is innocent and we realize as a parents and we've been denying everything, so let the public know, and we need help, because it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and it is not right. And we know what we're saying. We do not add anything. We don't go through emotion to say, look, because he's our son, we say what we say. This is well documented. So it was to save Australian and to embarrassing for all of those people who are involved. But for us, we're not going to give us. If all of us, we can sit together, including Australian public, and make awareness about this miscarriage. So we have until the first week of October, end of the week of October, We want our son out because time of investigation is already gone. We're confident what we are saying, it is true. I don't need any media to come and talk to me or to try to find me, because I'm not going to comment on anything. Only we fight for right, and I believe we will get at the end of it, because Australia is a first world country with a good justice system, but this one, it was far and beyond miscarriage of justice. Thank you very much. Just help me spread this word. And anybody have a question, go and ask Adam Huda, because he's the most corrupt, I can say very clear, he's the most corrupt defense lawyer. Or if he had hate of African people, don't accept it. Just don't deal with it. But you can't do for someone like who hasn't done anything wrong. So the next post, it will be after Farhad was arrested, what the defense said on the submission, and then it will follow with the proceeding, because this is all related to Adam Huda. You will come to see everyone. This guy is just unbelievable. Thank you very much. Just please help me spread the word, make people be awareness. Release our son, please. We don't need any attention. Thank you.